yeah, I have no idea where to go from there other than to eat my own toast with not jam. I don't like the texture. It's just jelly, but
You don't
It's
have
flavored sugar.
you don't have
It's-
5 different
no.
kinds of toppings on
no,
there?
and no cinnamon this time. But I was legitimately hungry, and it's so funny how I honestly didn't expect the jam to come that close or that soon in this series, but I'm happy it did, and I'm excited to talk about it here on the Anime-Versal Reviews podcast on the GenreVerse podcast network and YouTube channel. So yeah, if you're listening, follow us on your favorite app. If you're watching us on YouTube, what are you doing? Please
I'm helping you.
please do hit that red subscribe button. And not just here on the GenreVerse, but also go over to PulpMythos, which is Brian's channel. He'll tell you more about it later, and subscribe there as well. We're trying to hit 1,000 here on GenreVerse before or by Christmas. So if you guys would love to help us out with that, it would be much appreciated. Check out lrmonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, and opinions. I'm Kyle. This is Christine. That's Brian. And we're here to talk about Chainsaw Man episode 2. And I rather enjoyed it. Brian, what'd you think of it?
See this smile.
Yeah.
Dude, this show. It's just so good. I mean, it's so good. It's good.
hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there like, wow. The writing. Yeah.
hmm
Writing, pacing,
Everything.
Christine, what'd you think of this episode today?
It was awesome. And like you mentioned, the toast. Yeah, I thought that was cool that they introduced it early on, but I was also thinking like someone needs to introduce him to like French toast as well. I mean, there's all sorts of things you could do with bread. So yeah,
Dog.
That's what came to mind.
This is my toast, not yours. Everybody wants
You bring
toast.
jelly toast to the table. You have to expect. Hey, what's in the can? I can't make it out from here.
Oh, it's the Sprite Zero Wakanda for forever.
Oh, cool.
Thing that they gotta go. You remember wanting to collect all the
I used
Star
to,
Wars
yeah.
and stuff like that? Now it's like if someone put out something collectible Star Wars, I'd be like, eh.
do I want to spend the money? No,
I'm all right.
I'm good.
It was a great episode, a lot of fun. It did kind of like what we had wondered last week. You know, would we get some just true slice of life stuff? And we really did here. Of course, their lives are a little bit different. It was still a lot of fun, and I don't want to set a bad trend. I keep telling myself like I don't want to grade things certain ways because I feel like I'm setting myself up for either disappointment or being too lenient. But I'm gonna say I honestly think this was another A plus episode.
I know. It's like I'm trying to think. Like, is there anything negative to say? I can't think of anything. So yeah, I think you're right.
What do you think, Brian?
Yes. It is, I look, I'll save my spoiler stuff for a few minutes here, but like you said, everything about it, from the pacing, the introduction of new characters, what action is in there, not a whole lot this week, but it didn't need it. Learning, I mean, the writing is so good, the relationships so good. It's just, so far the show is pretty much perfect. That could change, but so
Yeah.
far.
It could. I've seen some people, like, the number one thing I've seen people have to complain about is the CGI. And after watching the fight a couple of times, I could see where there's places where even I would go, I wish that was more 2D animated, less CGI going through it. But it more than makes up for it in every other aspect, and it's good CGI. Is it noticeable? Sure. But it's good. It's better. Of course I would love there to be less of that, but it doesn't really detract. It's not, and I don't see it as a negative right now. So there's since it is kind of like a slice of life type episode, there's not a whole lot of spoilers to get into, but we'll go ahead and there's your guys' spoiler warning. And I guess kind of the first thing to talk about is just Denji getting treated like a human being for the first time ever. And even though he realizes that Makima, right? Maki.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it's Makima. Even though he notices that, did I say it right?
Makima, I would think is right. Makima.
Okay, there you go. Makima. Even though he notices that she's got a mean streak in her, she still treats him better than anyone else, and it creates a very, very fun moment throughout the a very fun moment at the end that it builds up to throughout the episode. His new goals in life now that he's obtained the jam on toast. I don't know, what do you think about all those interactions with the noodles and him talking about Pochita and stuff like that, Brian?
So that's what was so great is his thoughts on her and what he wants out of life kept fluctuating throughout the whole episode. And like you said, the being treated like a person, but maybe a little bit like a dog, which there's a little play there, a little adult themes being woven in, but it was subtle enough to make it fun. And then him getting to the point, like you said, question, well, what kind of person is she? But who cares? This is what I want to do. And it just kept going back and forth. I love the fact that we're in the middle of this sort of horror, really over the top anime, and yet the emotions and the feelings of the character are really front and center, even if they do get a little juvenile towards the end.
Well, that's the thing, man. And Christine and I were talking about this when we were doing the reaction. AVR squared, guys, here on the GenreVerse YouTube channel. If you're listening, go watch. He is a child. I mean, he's been so socially
held
stunted
back.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I mean, we have an almost 9-year-old. He turns 9 on the same day that Doc Brown invented time travel, but in 13 instead of 55. 2013 instead of 1950. It's crazy that we got to start differentiating in teens and 20s and stuff.
Yes, we have a kid that was born in 1913.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we've got crap. Now I've lost my train of thought.
He's acting like a child.
My son likes to bang on things too, out of for no reason, like just pounding away on the side of the bathtub. Dingy, as it reminded me of my son, who sometimes eating breakfast will decide to go pound on the deep freeze. It's because it makes noise. It's a wonderful moment watching him do the toast thing. Christine, what did you even before the toast thing, the stuff like at the restaurant with McKean?
Yeah, I mean, like so I don't forget, but like when you were talking about like banging on the tub, like he's used to living alone, so he doesn't know how to respect other people, and he just is entertaining himself. I like how he's pretty much down for anything, although that can have negatives to it. But like you're mentioning the being treated like a dog, and he's like, okay, I'm down kind of attitude. Yeah,
love that.
No kink shame. So
nope.
Yeah, so I just thought it was so cool, like the way he interacts, and there hasn't been like a time where he's shifted into this new job where he's been incredibly mistreated and not say anything. So I mean, like he did stick up for himself with
oh boy, did he stick up
that was
for
fun
himself.
Yeah. So
I rewound that, by the way, and watched it twice.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, I
Cool.
can't watch that twice. It made my half sack
that
hurt.
was fun though.
laughed
it was
so
so much fun
hard.
watching that.
Oh man,
I bet
guess
they're like the size of like something huge,
great-
like
grapefruit-
mangoes or something.
Grapefruits right now.
It just
Yeah.
wouldn't stop. I mean, I want to talk about animation
he went
budget.
back for it. He went back for more.
Yeah, no kids for you.
Nope.
So yeah, it was good. I'm enjoying
I like-
Denji as a character.
Yeah, and I dug Aki at first. I can't remember what his last name. Haya. It's similar to Hayasaka, but it's like Haya. I don't. Anyways, Hayakawa. I believe it is.
Wow, you were right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
First try.
Nice. I liked his character. I thought it was interesting to show him as this stoic guy at first, then to show that he might have some feelings for a certain lady as well. But then also show while he does have that stoicism, he has heart as well. He's got a reason to be doing things, and he's more connected to the world that Denji's being introduced into, because he's been at it for a bit more. What do you think of the character Aki there, Brian?
Yeah, it was cool. I wanted to know more. Like you said, we got a little glimpse of him. The montage in the apartment was just great. But yeah, I want to know a little bit more about him. I'm going to go back to it just because it was so great. The kick, the beat down in the alleyway, like, you know, the animation, the facial expressions, the sweating, the eyes, just the way it was done. Like you said, you could feel it, and he just wouldn't stop. You know, I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard.
It's so good. I like the character. I like the moment there after they go to kill the devil, and Denji's just like, you know, well, one, I'll get all messy. Everything gets messed up if I do things with the chainsaws, and I didn't need to. There was no need to cause this devil pain. You know, kill him, be done with it. And the conversation that they have, and the kind of like understanding, so to speak. Like I almost wonder, like, what is it specifically that Aki is saying he'll remember? And, you know, he's like, I'll remember that. Is it I'll remember that you had sympathy for these devils, or is it I'll remember that you had no friends, and that's the angle that you're coming from? I don't know. What do you think, Christine? What's going on?
I have no idea. I'll need to rewatch that, because I was kind of wondering, like, what you exactly mean by that? Probably more like, I'll remember that you took sympathy, but maybe not necessarily in a negative way, because he was, you know, describing, well, this is why, you know, here is, you know, why I think this way. So, you know, maybe it's kind of like, I guess we'll agree to disagree, but I'll remember you said that, kind of, maybe.
I could see that. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, the same. Like I said, we're still learning these characters and motivations and stuff, and yeah, that fits. I still want to know. It's cool because they're drip feeding us, you know, how this world works, and you know, the difference between a devil, a fiend, you know, and just how
world
things
building.
work. Crazy. What? And Denji sort of being this new thing, and just I love stuff like that.
I too, even in the reaction, I was like, oh man, we've got different like characteristics to these devils. You can have a human corpse be taken over, and that makes it a fiend, and there will be some sort of physical mutation and things like that. It's all very, very, very interesting, and I hope they continue to build more. They talk about civilian They talk about civilian devil hunters that aren't part of the government. Theirs is, at least from what we can tell in the audience, they are an official devil hunting group. You have civilian police that are aware but not directly involved in that aspect of it. What I love is in these two episodes we've seen a lot of really well placed exposition through how people will make deals with devils and with the yakuza and gangsters and things like that. How in here we get the stuff about the organizations that are fighting against the devils and all that. It's amazing, guys, that you can actually do exposition without having a computer tell it all to you, Sony. and I'm about to go rub elbows with people from Sony potentially in this weekend, but we'll see if that goes down. What do you think about the world they're building, Christine?
It's very interesting. Yeah, I can't really. I don't know. I'm still kind of like trying to take it all in. Still don't have all the pieces. But yeah, like it's cool.
Well, let's get to power then, because that's like the next kind of thing to discuss is power. Someone in the comments, I'm sorry, I'll try to bring up your name, said that her design's actually based on Eric Cartman from South Park. And I don't know if they said her personality as well. Let me just say, so it's Reckless, spelt in Leet speak. So very, very good there, Reckless. Fun fact, Power is based off of Eric Hartman from South Park, and the original design for Denji was supposed to be black hair, Brian, but they changed it because they wanted him to stand out a little, and I guess that's because Aki himself also has dark hair. That's cool. I could see the color scheme, the horns kind of being there for the hat that he wears. He wears a hat, right? Yeah. No. Which one wears the hat in South Park?
They all.
Okay, so Cartman does have like a red cap or something on. So I think that's what the horns are there for. But the blue
Kyle wears a hat.
the
Stan,
colors,
maybe Stan doesn't. I can't remember. Kyle does.
Yep.
I don't
Kenny,
watch,
of course,
so I don't know.
in his hoodie or jacket. So, anyways, what do you think of Power, Christine?
Awesome. Like you would even like did she slit her wrist to
I know,
get that hammer?
the hammer blood comes out of her wrist.
So
And
metal.
Yes, and her enjoying the moment as well. It was just like, wow, everyone really loves killing here. So, yeah, it was fun watching her enjoy herself. But yeah, it's just cool.
This truly is the most brutal, most metal show since Metalocalypse.
Yes. It really is.
Talk about power there, Brian.
Yeah, no, that's it. When the blood came out and turned into a hammer or weapon, now I'm starting to think, okay, what kind of ability can she make other weapons with it? Like now, like you said, you start getting into the lore, into the backstory. I get really excited about things like that. But yeah, that's metal as hell, dude. That's Metalocalypse all day.
I know. Oh man, I like the way they've introduced us to the team and getting time with 2 new characters, plus continuing to develop Denji and Makima has been just a testament to the good pacing of this, because that's a lot to put into 23 minutes. Bravo. I thoroughly enjoyed Power. I thought she was a great fun character. I think there's gonna be some of her being full of shit a bit. She's very is bombastic the right term here? I don't know. She's very larger than life. She's very, very loud and boisterous. So I could see her maybe compensating for some things. Not that she's not talented or not badass, but that here's what I'm basically. I'm interested in what her emotional through line will be. I'm interested in what her emotional side is going to be, because there's no way she's going to be a 2-dimensional character. Everyone else has gotten.
It's like Zombieland with what's his face?
Tallahassee.
Yeah, where it's like he's loving all the killing, but of course there is stuff going on and that we find out later on in the movie. So maybe it will be like that, where I don't know if we'll get waterworks, but I'm sure there's maybe something upsetting.
I don't know. I don't think the blood coming from the wrist is for no reason. So
yeah.
and I don't know what. Any final thoughts on Power or any of that, Brian?
No, I think I summarized pretty much all my thoughts as far as power and the show. Like I said, I'm loving it. 2 weeks in, so far it's perfect. You know, we'll see where it goes from here.
So new ending animation and another song.
I like that.
It's a artist that Christine and I listen. Well, I don't. Do you listen to hers? Okay, so we both have Zuto Mayo on our playlists. Great. What did you think of the song itself, Brian?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, once it's so, because I was about to click off, you know, I'm like clicking, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
they're
hey.
gonna
set that down and take it all in.
Yeah. I can't suggest that artist enough. We'll after this we'll share some with you, because she does some or they, because there's a whole group. It's not just the vocalist, but they do like anime music videos and stuff like that. So got a little avatar character type deal. They're going to be doing different songs for each episode. I read online, and there's a few artists that we listened to that were on the list that I saw. And I'll say this: the intro. While again, I did not think the original, or the first time I didn't think it was bad or anything like that. I thought it was different, unique. Grew on me a little bit more, man. That intro is really, really tight. Super good. Song is good too. So, I guess that's gonna be it. Any alibis? Anything else? No. All right, guys. If you're listening to us on your favorite app like Google or Spotify, Apple, give us a follow and leave some reviews on Apple, especially. That'll be a big help getting other aspects of the industry interested in inviting us to things, and helps us help you by hopefully getting more access to things to make content about. So give us a follow, leave reviews. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that big red shiny subscribe button and help us reach 1,000 by Christmas. You get besides AVR and AVR squared, there's also shows dedicated to Marvel, show dedicated that's Marvel Multiverse Mayhem. You got the show dedicated to Star Wars with the Cantina, Daily Cog, having a bit of a schedule break for medical appointments this week, but usually daily, Monday through Friday, everything in entertainment news and whatever Manny and I want to talk about. And Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast, long form, all of the above type podcast as well. And all of our stories, all of our reviews, celebrity interviews, and more go up at lrmonline.com. Brian, tell them about your channel.
It's called PulpMythos on YouTube. A lot of strange shows we talk about, and a lot of horror stuff coming up right before Halloween.
Nice. Halloween indeed. Saw C Donchi, housing complex C. It's kind of a not mishmash. It's kind of just messy in my mind.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, we got one episode left.
Weird.
And we'll see how it pans out. But it almost feels like a 90s anime in the way that it's kind of cut and voice acted, and HBO Max only had the English dub on it. Do you know what I mean by that 90s feel, where some of it's like, you guys didn't translate this very well.
A little bargain binny.
Yeah, I was kind of, because we watched it because we were hoping for, it's a horror anime, and it's only 4 episodes. I was like, it's got to be somewhat nah. So
yeah,
we'll finish it only because there's one more, and I just want to know what the hell's up with the mom.
Yeah.
The mom. Anyways, guys.
Don't spoil it.
I did it. I just put it in air quotes. All right, guys. We'll talk to you. What do we got next? Spy Family on Saturday. So we'll see you there. Bye.